So the next article which we will be seeing for the today is the eighth article, launch of India's web browser development challenge. Which organization introduced this particular challenge? What is the reason for its introduction? What is the challenge actually? And who all can participate in this particular challenge? We will be seeing in this particular article. Okay. So the Union Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MeitY, okay, the Union Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MeitY, has actually launched recently the Indian Web Browser Development Challenge. Okay, so what is this challenge? This particular challenge seeks to inspire and empower the technology enthusiasts, the techies, the innovators, and the developers from all the corners of the country, so that they will develop a new indigenous web browser. Okay, so the purpose of this particular challenge is to develop an indigenous web browser, and a total of 3.4 crore cash prize is also been announced for the this particular challenge. Okay, so however, there is also a condition that the browser's ideas must also meet that Indian government's controller of certifying authorities, but should also meet the Indian government's controller of certifying authorities trust, which will handle the digital signatures and SSL certificates. Okay, so the challenge is to create an indigenous web browser, a web browser like Google Chrome, Yahoo, etc. Okay, such sort of web browser is to be developed. That is the challenge. Who can participate in this particular challenge? That we will be seeing right now. And a total cash prize of 3.4 crore is also allocated for this particular challenge. And that web browser which is developed, it should meet the trust of Indian government's controller of certifying authorities. This particular organization should approve the development of that particular web browser. Okay, so what are the qualifications for participants? Any Indian technology startup can participate in this challenge. Might as well MSMEs, companies, limited liability partnership who are registered in India under the Companies Act of 2013. So all these people can participate in this particular challenge. Limited liability partnership, Indian tech startups, MSMEs, companies. Okay, so those companies which are participating in this particular challenge should also have at least 51% shareholding with Indian citizens. Okay, and the rest 49 can be with themselves. 51% stakeholder should be Indian citizens. Okay, the that particular company which is participating in the challenge, web development challenge, should not be a subsidiary company of any foreign corporations also, or a foreign body also. Okay, so my two categories of people can participate in this particular application. One is in individuals and other is organizations. In the individual category, minimum of 3 people to a maximum of 7 people can take part in this particular challenge. Okay, and the startups, the MSMEs, should apply under the organization category. Okay, individuals under individual category, and the startups or MSME companies or limited liability partnership companies should apply under the organization category. So what is this SSL certificates? Okay, is SSL stands for Secure Sockets Layer. SSL stands for Secure Socket Layer. Okay, this particular SSL certificate will also be issued by the controller of certifying authority. Okay, so why this certificate is issued is, these certificates are used to encrypt websites, because so only then when we access websites, we will know that the websites are not, being modified in future, or it is impersonated by the attackers in future. Okay, so the SSL certificates are used to encrypt the websites in such a way to make sure that the browsers like you and me know that the website is not being modified at any time. Might as well it is not impersonated by any attackers. Okay, so the browsers trust the certificate if they are issued by a certifying authority. But the thing is, India does not have any sort of root certifying authority. Okay, so there should be a root certifying authority. Under a root certifying authority, there is one body called as the CCA, which is controller of certifying authority. Okay, India doesn't root certifying. Under the root certifying authority, there should be the controller of certifying under which the web browser is developed. Okay, so India does not have any sort of root certifying authority, but instead here in our country, government itself acts as a root certifying authority. In foreign countries, there will be this Google Chrome, or Mozilla Firefox or Microsoft Edge. These companies will be functioning as the root certifying authority for major browsers. Okay, so this has led for India case, since there is no root certifying authority, since there is no one single browser, Indian government itself acts as a root certifying authority, which is also legal under the Indian law. Okay, so the root certifying authority in India is actually set up in 2000 under the controller of certifying authority. Okay, so due to this, Indian government and private websites need to purchase this SSL certificates from the foreign certifying authority. So SSL certificate, I have already told you, this it is a secure sockets layer. We don't have a root certifying authority. We actually take this SSL certificate from a foreign certifying authority only. With that, this particular article comes to an end, and we go to the ninth article or the next article of the day, which is INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata took part in a multilateral maritime exercise called as the Malabar Exercise 2023. The Malabar Exercise previously we have seen in July 2023 month current affairs also, and we will be seeing in this particular August 2023 current affairs also. So two ships from the Indian side, one is INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata. Okay, INS stands for Indian Naval Ship Sahyadri and Indian Naval Ship Kolkata. So these two ships are set to partake in the exercise Malabar 2023, which is going to take place in Sydney, Australia, from August 11 to August 21, 2023, for a period of 10 days. Okay, so INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata at Sydney from August 11th to 21st of 2023. Okay, so this particular vessels will be accompanied with aircrafts also, along with INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata, naval ships, aircrafts from US Navy, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, the Royal Australian Navy also will participate in this Malabar 2023 annual multilateral exercise. Okay, see, as I told you in your previous lectures of July 2023, there is a grouping called as Quad grouping. Quad stands for four. No, the four countries are India, US, Australia, and Japan. These countries have come together for security in the Pacific Ocean region, might as well for economic participation also. The major objective of this particular grouping is to counter China in the Pacific Ocean region. So these four nations together will participate in the maritime exercise which took place in Sydney, Australia. Okay, so for the first time, this exercise was started in the year 1992 as a bilateral, only between India and USA. Okay, it was first initially between India and USA only since 1992. Later in the year 2014, Japan gave entry into the grouping, making it a trilateral exercise. Since 1992, it was a bilateral exercise. 2014 onwards, it became a trilateral exercise. And later in 2020, Royal Australian Navy also, entered into the grouping, making the total number of participants into this Malabar exercise as four, making into a quadrilateral exercise. Okay, as I said earlier, Malabar exercise began in the year 1992 as a bilateral exercise only initially. Okay, this year's Malabar exercise marks the 27th edition. So please keep in mind that this year marks the 27th edition. Okay, so this particular year's exercise will happen in two phases. One is the harbor phase and the other is the sea phase. Okay, so in the harbor phase, there will be interactions from the Navy officers of all the four countries. There will be some sort of sports activities. There will be some sort of uh, success news sharing and all those things. And apart from the sea phase will involve intense exercise, and it will also cover warfare areas like surface, air, and marine combat. So all these trainings will be done jointly by all the four countries' defense forces. So the significance of the exercises: this exercise will provide an opportunity to Indian Navy to enhance the interoperability of Indian Navy with other countries. Okay. So about the Indian ships, I told you in INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata will participate in the exercise. There is a one line information given about INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata also. Okay, so INS Sahyadri is an indigenously developed frigate. I told you what a frigate is. Indian naval ship Sahyadri is a fast moving vessel which is suitable to help the other fighter vessels, might also undertake combat operations on itself on its own. Apart from that, INS Kolkata is also a ship which is indigenously developed and built under this project 15A. So two projects we have come across. Please get to know what is this project 17, project 15A, and project 75 of defense forces. Please get to know what are these projects of developing Indian naval ships or submarines. Okay, so the both the ships of INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata have been developed under the Mazagon Dock Limited, Mumbai. Okay, has been developed in Mazagon Dock Limited, Mumbai. With that information, our previous article comes to an end, and we'll move to the 10th article for the day, which is a new spaceport. We know airport, we know seaport. This is a spaceport. Okay, a new spaceport in Tamil Nadu is going to be set up, which is going to boost the space sector in the country. Okay, and where is it going to set up? It is going to be set up in Tamil Nadu at a place called as Kulasekarapatnam. At a place called as Kulasekarapatnam. Okay, so we'll be seeing about that in this particular article. Okay, so the spaceport will be used for launching small satellite vehicles. There are a different categories of launch vehicles: satellite launch vehicle, small satellite launch vehicle, polar satellite launch vehicle, and geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle. So these are the different launch vehicles which are destined to take our satellites to the space and drop the space at a different and drop the satellites at different points in the outer space. So this is one of the launching pad for the small satellite launch vehicles. Okay, it was developed by Indian Space Research Organization, which are designed to offer a low cost and a flexible access for space for small satellites. Okay, might as well not just ISRO alone. This particular launch pad or the spaceport will be accessible for private entities or non-governmental entities also, subject to all the safety requirements which are set up by ISRO and the government of India. Okay, so this the government has also established one particular body called as InSpace. The name of the organization is InSpace, which means Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. In our previous classes lecture, we would have come across one organization under ISRO called as NSIL, New Space India Limited. Now we are coming across one another organization called as InSpace. Please get to know what this organizations are. Okay, so with that information, our 10th article comes to an end, and we'll be moving to the 11th article for the day, which is one district, one product wall. Okay, so recently, uh, this one district one product initiative, they have actually collaborated with Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. In our June month 2023 current affairs, we have in detail seen about this Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana and National Urban Livelihood Mission. Okay, so now we will be seeing both about one district one product and the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. Okay, so the one district one product program is actually an initiative of Ministry of Industry and Commerce. Okay, it is an initiative of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So the intention or the objective of this program is to identify those products which are of uh, local in origin and which are having a special qualities or some sort of special cultural features to it. Those products will be identified, and that products will be marketed as the face of that particular district. Okay, so so under this collaboration, the products which are identified from all the districts will be promoted for their uniform qualities or unique qualities and cultural significance. Okay, so the objective of this one district one product is to help districts reach their full potential for economic and socio-cultural growth also. The aim of this initiative is to turn every district in India into an export hub, so that all those products will be exposed or known to all other countries in the world, might as well in India also, and every single district in itself will turn to be one of an export hub. Okay, so the initiative plans to accompany this by scaling manufacturing. Local business support will be given, some sort of MSME loans will be given, and along with the loans, a credit guarantee also will be given through some of the credit guarantee trust, and it will help in achieving the India's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India is a vision of Prime Minister Modi during our COVID-19 period. Okay, COVID-19 period, Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India is one of our Prime Minister Modi's ambitious program. So now we will be seeing about this Dayal Antyodaya Yojana and National Rural Livelihood Mission. As I said earlier, it is a flagship poverty alleviation scheme. Okay, It is a flagship poverty alleviation scheme. It will identify poverty related regions in urban areas, in urban hamlets, and it will undertake skill development programs. Might as well it will provide uh, government support in those regions where poverty has to be removed. Okay, it also aims to creating an efficient institutional platforms for rural poor and enable them to increase their household income. Okay, so there are a few components about this Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana and National Rural Livelihood Mission. The few components are, one is this universal social mobilization, where at least one woman from every poor family will be part of a self-help group. Okay, self-help group. Second is participatory identification of poor. Second component is participatory identification of poor. Here, all those families which are identified as poor families through this participatory identification of poor will be the target group under this component. So the third component is there will be a community fund which will be created. Okay, there will be a community fund which will be created. With that, our 10th article comes to an end, and we'll be moving on to the 11th article for the day, which is exercise Zayed Talwar. Okay, so recently Indian Navy and the United Arab Emirates countries Navy, these two countries came together to participate in a navy in a bilateral navy exercise called as the Zayed Talwar. So this particular exercise happened during the 8th to 11th of August 2023. Okay, August 2023. So please keep in mind. So apart from this exercise Zayed Talwar, there are also few other exercises between India and UAE which we will also be looking into. Okay, so two ships, again we saw two ships, INS Sahyadri and INS Kolkata, in our Malabar exercise. Okay, where four countries participated. That is a multilateral exercise. This is a bilateral exercise where India and UAE alone are participating, which is a bilateral exercise. Here, INS Visakhapatnam and INS Trikand are the two Indian naval ships which participated in this bilateral exercise. Okay, so during the visit, the ships will undertake professional interactions with the UAE naval force on multiple maritime operations. It will be a combat related maritime training exercise between two countries. Okay, this particular exercise where India and UAE are coming together, it will also help India to share the best practices to enhance its cooperation, and this exercise will also boost the maritime partnership between the two navies. Okay, so other bilateral exercises between India and Navy are, one is India UAE bilat. Okay, other exercises between India and UAE are, one is India UAE bilateral exercise. It is also a naval exercise like that of a Zayed Talwar. Okay. Second exercise is Desert Eagle, which is an Air Force exercise. The name says eagle. Yes or no? Eagle flies. So the exercise is an Air Force exercise. Apart from that, there is one another exercise called as Desert Flag 6 exercise. Desert Flag 6 exercise. Okay. So please keep in mind on for your exam perspective. Apart from that, there is also an diplomatic relations between India and UAE for the first time was established in the year 1972. Please keep in mind. This year we are again seeing, because uh, it was in this year our Wildlife Protection Act also was enacted. Okay, in the year 2022 and 23, UAE was the third largest trading partner of India and the second largest export destination for India. Please keep in mind, India is, or UAE is one of the most favorable partner for our country. Okay, so UAE was the third largest trading partner in the year 2022-2023 and the second most favorable export destination for India also. Here, there is a few details given about INS Visakhapatnam. As I said earlier, it participated in this Zayed Talwar exercise, and it is a stealth guided missile destroyer. A missile is one which is incoming from the enemy territory, which can be a ballistic missile or it can be a cruise missile also. So for the first time, it was commissioned in the year 2021. INS Visakhapatnam, for the first year, it was commissioned in November 21 in 2021. Is one of the largest destroyer of the Indian Navy. It is one of the largest destroyer of Indian Navy. So please go about this pictures of INS Visakhapatnam also, which are not much important for your prelims perspective, but still please go through it. So now we'll be coming to the last article of the day, which is our A help program. Okay, and then last article of the day is A help program. Okay, so what this A Help program is, as per this 75th year of independence, which we also called as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Union Ministry of Animal Husbandry, the Union Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Dairying has introduced a program called as A Help program, which will have the participation of women for one particular reason. So there was actually two things which was happening along with the introduction of A Help program. There was also an infertility camp program in Gujarat. Okay, so both of these programs was launched by the Union Minister for Animal Husbandry and Dairying as a part of our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So what are all the initiatives and what are all the details about this initiatives are? So this initiative was launched as a part of India's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, or 75th year of independence celebration. Okay, so this particular scheme of Ye Help is also part of Pashudhan Jagrati Abhiyan, which is a scheme to improve farmers and livestock health, disease management, and infertility concerns. Okay, Pashudhan Jagrati Abhiyan is one umbrella scheme which works on all these fronts of farmer and livestock health, disease management, and infertility concerns. Okay, so what this A Help program is all about? What this A Help program is all about is, as I said earlier, it is an initiative of Union Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry, and Dairying, along with the partnership of Ministry of Rural Development. So two ministries are coming together for this particular program. Okay, Ministry of Animal Husbandry and Dairying and Ministry of Rural Development. So what will happen is they will recruit community based women activists, and this community based women activists will go to the villages, educate the dairy farmers about the diseases which are affecting the cattle of the villages. Might as well they will also act as an intermediary who will facilitate interaction between the veterinary doctor and the cattle farmers. Okay, so A Help are a community based women activists who will assist the veterinarians in the local departmental activities which will help livestock farmers. As I said earlier, they will also assist the people and the veterinary department officials along with implementing various other schemes, and also they will also provide information to the farmers at the grassroots level about the new programs which are implemented by the government of India, or the new information which are passed on by the government of India to the cattle farmers. Okay, so they will also, apart from giving information about the government programs, they will also give information about the infectious disease, artificial insemination under the Rashtriya Gokul mission, geotagging of the animals. All of our villages will have cows, and the cows will have some sort of number tagging on their ears. About all these data will, or information about all these programs will be given by this women under A Help program to the cattle farmers. Okay, so now we'll be seeing something about a Rashtriya Gokul mission. So this mission, for the first time, it was implemented in the year 2014. It was implemented in the year 2014 for the purpose of conservation of indigenous bovine breeds. For the purpose of conservation of indigenous bovine breeds. Okay, it also continued under the umbrella scheme. This particular Rashtriya Gokul mission, it is a part of one umbrella scheme called as Rashtriya Pashudhan Vikas Yojana, which is launched for a period of 5 years. Which is launched for a period of 5 years from 2021 to 2026. So the objectives of this particular scheme is to enhance the productivity of our cows, the cattle, okay, the bovines, and increase its milk production. Might also identify one high genetic merit bull for the purpose of breeding. Okay, it also enhances this program of artificial insemination through strengthening breeding network. This particular, all these schemes have one common agenda, which is to promote indigenous cattle and buffalo rearing and conservation in a scientific and holistic manner. Identify those indigenous breeds which are of local in nature. Identify one high genetic merit bull in it, and facilitate breeding of that one particular native variety. Facilitate artificial insemination, and take care of the indigenous bovine breeds. That is the objective of this particular Rashtriya Gokul mission, which was started in 2014. This scheme is now part of Rashtriya Pashudhan Vikas Yojana. With that, our first part of August 2023 current affairs comes to an end. So thank you. All the best.